Ben told me that he was just 16 years old when his mother found a suspicious spot on his left temple. Like most of us, Ben was under the impression that it was good for him to be outside, skateboarding and playing beach volleyball, which is true under one condition, that your skin is properly protected. Ben's wasn't. He was diagnosed with melanoma, which a 2016 Dutch study calls the most lethal form of skin cancer, while he was still in high school. I wish I could say this was an isolated incident, but according to a survey on skin cancer prevention in 2014, it is the leading cancer among Caucasians. And the studies of a dermatological laboratory in France say that every year there are more cases of skin cancer than, get this, breast, colon, lung, and prostate cancers, all combined. And yet skin cancer is completely preventable if you daily shield your skin from the sun's UV rays. After hearing this speech, you will understand the damage that UV rays do to your skin, why it's so serious, and how you can protect yourself and others from UV rays. Let's get started with talking about the consequences of unprotected skin. Neglecting to protect your skin from the sun ultimately ends up in skin cancer, no matter how you look at it. Your skin is an organ, right? So damage done to it is technically just as serious as damage done to your heart or to your liver, but it's not even talked about to the same extent. And skin cancer is a really broad term, so with the help of Dr. Michelle Innicon at the Australian Cancer Studies Program, I'll help break it down for you. There are 3 kinds of skin cancer, she says: basal cell carcinoma, BCC, squamous cell carcinoma, SCC, and melanoma. They all have fancy names, I know, but one simple cause: direct exposure to the sun's UV rays, which your skin then absorbs. The Skin Cancer Foundation says that this produces mutations in your DNA, resulting in the red burning sensation we call sunburn. Peter Petzelbauer at the International Journal of Molecular Sciences says that especially with melanoma, once those DNA mutations begin, they are very hard to stop, and they will spread horizontally underneath your skin. Left untreated, it will take you over. And the Skin Cancer Foundation says that your exposure is cumulative. The more you're out in the sun, the higher your chances of skin cancer get. So, now you know how serious skin cancer is. Why is it so prevalent if its simple solution is to cover up when you're in the sun? To be honest, the main reason that skin cancer is such a big problem is that the general public isn't aware of what happens when your skin actually tans. Instead of being seen as what it is, the slow deterioration of an organ, getting a tan is coveted. Imagine if you could see the lungs of a chronic smoker. Would you compliment him on them? Hey, looking great. Take a few extra smokes yesterday? Absolutely not. That's insanity. And yet it's what we do with tans. Society praises the results of UV damage. But another reason skin cancer is such a huge problem is because a lot of people don't know when they are at risk. Exposure to UVs, and therefore risk for skin cancer, is high in people who work outside, those who play recreational sports, kids at recess, the homeless on the corner panhandling. And don't tell me that your risk is decreased if it's cloudy outside. This diagram from the Australian Radiation Protection Agency illustrates that 90% of UV rays can make it through cloud cover. And even if you're in the shade, which includes in your house, you are only protected from direct radiation. So the bottom line is you are in contact with UV rays every single day of your life. The previously cited Skin Cancer Foundation has estimated that in 2021, 5 million people will be diagnosed with skin cancer, and your daily exposure means you could be one of them. In case you're wondering, 5 million breaks down to 115 cases per hour of SCC alone. And 15,000 of those cases will result in death. So UV rays are either not recognized or not taken seriously in our society. What can you do to protect yourself from them and protect others? The obvious step is to cover up when you're in the sun. Have some gardening to do? Wear long sleeves. Going on a hike? Just put on a hat. And wear sunscreen every single day. The Dutch skin cancer study that I referenced earlier notes that especially with BCC, even intermittent exposure to the sun is dangerous. It's never too early to start protecting your skin because once that mutation has started, it's irreversible. I'm a consultant for a clean skincare company called Beauty Counter, and every day I wear our moisturizer, which includes sunscreen. It's tinted, so you can't tell I have anything on, but I'm protected from UV rays for up to 8 hours every single day. Plus, it doesn't contain nanozinc oxide. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says that when nanozinc oxide enters the waterways, which is an ingredient in many, many sunscreens, it's known to bleach coral reefs, cause reproduction problems in algae, and deform and even kill other forms of marine life. So wear reef-safe sunscreen, and you will protect yourself from UV rays and the environment from chemical damage. But anyone can protect himself, right? I'm asking you to help safeguard others. Organizations like the Northern Nevada Children's Cancer Foundation are doing just that. Partnered with other companies, their teams are working to distribute automatic sunscreen dispensers into public. They're putting these dispensers around like you see those hand sanitizer stations, on main streets, next to homeless shelters, in malls. According to studies done by the NNCCF and their partners, in places like Boston, Atlanta, and Tampa, these stations have increased the percentages of people taking steps and protecting themselves from UV rays. But they cost money. I'm going to include the link to that website in the description of this video. Please visit the website. Even if you can't financially donate, you can educate yourself on the dangers of skin cancer and how you can protect yourself and those you love from getting it. These institutions are convinced that it is worth their time to protect other people's health. Are you? In conclusion, skin cancer rates are high and climbing because the general public either doesn't recognize or take seriously the risk that UV rays pose. But you know, and you can act. How? A family friend of mine, Mrs. Bozarth, said that if she could go back in time, she wouldn't have intentionally baked in the sun in high school. Because of all the burns and blisters and tans, she has had 2 surgeries to remove BCC and has to have yearly dermatologist checkups to scan for future cancer. She also wears 2 layers of sunscreen on her face every day. Remember my friend Ben? He also had surgery and is now cancer-free, but he wears 2 layers of sunscreen and is very careful when he goes outside. He's grateful for the second chance that he's had, as he should be. Learn from their example. We all get one set of skin. I'm begging you, take care of yours before it's too late.